Maybe I should put this in. Lady. I don't know out there with that. Oh shoot. What the thing? Okay. There it is. Okay. Okay. There you go. But I don't know. What is this? I have no idea. The white box. No idea. So what this is. Mm, no. Let's see which one is. Okay. All right. So we're just supposed to be. I think that's good. Okay. So one of the seven angels. Seven bones came and said, come, I will show you the punishment of the great prostitute who sits by many waters with her kings of the world of the earth committed adultery, and the inhabitants of the earth were intoxicated. Mystery Babylon. Then angel cries away in the spirit into the wilderness. There I saw a woman sitting on a scarlet beast that was covered with blasphemous names and had 7 heads and 10 horns. The woman was dressed in purple and scarlet and was glittering with gold, precious stones, and pearls. She held a golden cup in her hand filled with the abominable things and the filth of her adulteries. The name written on her forehead was Mystery. That was the great mother prostitute and of abomination of earth. And so we drink with the blood of God's holy people, the blood of those who bore testimony to Jesus. When I saw her, I was greatly astonished, and the angel said to me, why are you astonished? I was explaining to you the mystery of the woman on the beast she rides, which has the 7 heads and the 10 horns. The beast which you saw was now is not yet come up out of the abyss and gone to destruction. The inhabitations of the earth, whose name has not been written in the book of life from the creation of the world, will be astonished when they see the beast, because it once was, now is not, and will come. Hey, I'm sorry. I was reading this over. I was reading this so what? Okay, okay. Uh, Can you guys hear me okay? Last night my sound went out, so I'm hoping you guys can hear me um right now. So I was reading over this. Um let me see. Exactly. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so can you guys hear me okay? Um let's see. Mhm. You can now. Okay, good, good, good. All right. So what? And again, forgive me. My dog decides she is always want to bark when I'm online. I'll tell you. You got me. Okay. Cool. 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 All right. So where I'm going to start off, I'm going to end up going back over what I had already talked about earlier a little bit. Which was starting at verse 1. Well, what happened was I was online and I was watching a video of this woman who calls herself a prophetess, and she said that the Lord told her that the Mystery Babylon was America. It's not America. It's just not. Okay. Because when we read about the Mystery Babylon, it's actually not a mystery, because the angel says, I will show you her, like right here. Okay. So the angel carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness. There I saw a woman sitting on a scarlet beast that was covered with her blasphemous names and had 7 heads and 10 horns. Now, this right here are 10 horns are kingdoms, and then 7 heads are the kings. Okay, so it used to be 10 heads, but three of them decide they are going to go up against the Antichrist, and the Antichrist tells them, well, shows them who's boss. So therefore, that's why here at this point you see the 10 heads right here. I mean, 7 heads and 10 horns. So these are kingdoms. So the woman was dressed in a purple and scarlet and was glittering with gold, precious stones, and pearls. She held a golden cup in her hand filled with abominable things and the filth of her adulteries. The name written on her forehead was a mystery. Hey, Matone, how are you? Okay, so Babylon the Great, the mother of prostitutes and of the abomination of the earth. I saw the woman was drunk with the blood of God's holy people, the blood of those who bore testimony to Jesus. Now, does that sound like something America has gone through? Has it gotten drunk on the blood of the saints and the prophets? No, we've never been known to have that type of reputation. Because for one, we're just America. That's it. We have no say in Israel's affairs and all that stuff. So they have to be associated with Israel because of the fact that it's showing you who Babylon was at first, which was Iraq, right? Where what's his name? Daniel was held in captivity. I'm sorry, I'm still getting messages from people on TikTok. Um, okay. So okay, so um hey Kane Sugar. Don't know you. What you doing in here? I'm just playing. Okay, so as you can see, America has never been known having this type of reputation for getting drunk off the blood of, well, in that aspect, I should say, it was Rome at first, because it killed, they were the ones that yes, Mills, hey. um they were the ones that put our Christ to his grave. You know what I mean? So therefore, and they were the ones that put the apostles and the disciples and them to their grave as well. So that's where it started, right? And now it's now a mystery. So the mystery, I mean, Rome was is not wouldn't be a mystery because that's where we can go to find out the this light is so bright. I think my pupils are like Kenneth Copeland's at this time. They are like super dim. I have got to turn this down. That's a little better. Okay. So um so um so it's not Rome. You know, I used to think it was Rome, but it's not Rome. It says a mystery. So here it says again, I apologize for my dog. She barks at everything that walks past this house. Then the angel said to me, "Why are you astonished? I will explain to you the mystery of the woman and the beast she rides on, which are the 7 heads and 10 horns. The beast which you saw once was, is not, and yet will come out of the abyss and go into destruction. That here is Satan. The beast which you saw once was, now is not, and yet will come." That is the description, the opposite of Jesus that who is, how did I forget it again? Who was, who is to come. That is no, right. It's not the Vatican. It's not the Vatican. I used to believe it was because it said, you know, the things that it said, but no, it's not the Vatican. They did their part already. Rome was uh the original peoples who spilled the blood of Christians. You know, Christians. Like they, what did they do with Saul? Did they, the disciples, crucifixions, hung upside down, sawed in half, put them in with the lions, things like that. So Rome was known to be barbaric when it came to capital punishment towards Christians. So we know that those practices will come again, though, the beheading and all that stuff, where they will open up those Roman colosseums, and the lions will, eat but this, I don't know if it's now, I don't believe it's now, not to this degree, but it will happen again because the Bible says that, he comes down with great wrath, you know, but God will give him permission to conquer over the Christians. So that's not us. That's I do not believe that's us. This is revelation after the rapture. So here you have, the inhabitants, the habitats of the whose name have not been written in the book of life from the creations of the world will be astonished when they see the beast, because it once was not, and yet to come. So that is in reference to him arriving as the Antichrist, the rider on the white horse, up until the point where he has the head wound and he lays, unalived for 3 days, and yet will come, meaning he's going to follow suit the way that Christ did it, rise up again. But in this time, he's not rising up as the Antichrist, he's rising up as Satan, because here it says, he will come out of the abyss. So there's 2 things that come out the abyss: the Abaddon, which will be the destroyer, and Satan. So the abyss, I think the Greek terminology is abuso. Um, and then once again, he's the I think he's the first beast. So this calls for a mind with wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 hills on which the woman sits. There are also 7 kings. 5 have fallen. One is, the other has yet to come. But when he does come, he must remain for only a little while. See, that's where it says, "Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth, for Satan comes down with great wrath, for he know that his time is short." That is this right here. The beast who once was and now is the 8th king. Now this king is coming out of, well, which would be the Antichrist, is an Assyrian. Okay, he belongs to the 7th, is going to his destruction. The 10 horns you see are kings,
who have just received a kingdom. See what I'm saying? But who for an hour receive authority as kings along with the beast. Now, here's the thing about these kings. Now, I don't know if they're going to be man kings, like, how we have a president. I know that back in the days, there were Nephilims that ruled the lands as kings, as gods. And so I know the Nephilims will be back, but I don't know if they will be back as, sitting on the kingdoms, you know, and then, but they will give man the five kingdoms that have already fallen. Let me look this up. Hold on just for a second. All right. I know that, I think Turkey, is it Turkey? Turkey is, just let me go to it. Okay. Who are the five kingdoms that fall in? Sure. Okay, let's do that. All right. According to interpretation, Assyria, okay, Egypt, Syria, Babylon, Persia, Greece. See, Babylon couldn't be the mystery Babylon. The sixth kingdom being Rome, which is considered one that is in the text. Okay. So the interpretation. Oh, hold on. The interpretation draws from verse 17, which mentions five kings who have fallen. So these kingdoms will be gone. You know what? I forgot about this part though. For Egypt, Assyria, Babylon, Persia, and Greece. Now, here's the thing. Let me see. Micah 5. I think this is it. No, dang, I said Micah. Hold on. Micah. I think. Is it this? Uh, Hold on. Let me find it. It's called the Assyrian. He's called the Assyrian. Anybody? The Assyrian. Um, the Assyrian is a prominent figure in Bible appears and looks. It's Micah and Zechariah. So maybe it's like the first mention of Assyria in the Bible describes the Tigris River. All right, so maybe it is in Zechariah then. Okay, so let's go with Zechariah. All right, was stoned to death in the temple's priest courtyard on the Sabbath and atonement. In biblical literature of Assyrian Abazar, Adam, the funny for the blood of Zechariah, the danger of the way. Okay, that's the other thing. So that as a priest who still, this is not what I'm looking for. Jewish Testament and well, converted in Christianity and Islam, and they used to apply to the Syrian all the time. Exactly practice. So just understand it. Like 13 is to read Pride of Persia because Persia now controlled it. Okay. All right. So let me find it real quick, you guys. Let me see this real quick. Oh no, I need to keep this up. I need to keep this up. Just back in here. Fine. All right. So there are five. Okay. So yes, they are already following, which means that they have went up against the beast. So, oh, I think I know. All right. So they went up against the beast, right? And then they said, who can make war with the beast? Let me find that then. Who can make war with the beast? Okay, Revelation 13. I always use Bible Hub. Bible Hub is one of my favorite reference Bibles because it comes with the lexicon and Hebrew and Greek terminal here it is. Okay, people were worship the dragon because he had given authority to the beast, and they also worship the beast and ask who is like the beast, who can wage war against it. Actually, that question is answered later on when Jesus' feet stands on the Mount of Olives and he goes off and he goes to make war with the beast. So that question is actually answered when Jesus comes back. They worship the dragon who had given authority to the beast, and they worship the beast, saying, "Who is like the beast and who can wage war?" The beast was given a mouth to speak arrogant and blasphemous words of speech and act for 42 months. Okay, so that's the Antichrist. Right, let me see if I can find 7 heads. There's the 7 heads and 10 horns again. Say whatever. This is tails from the third. Okay. All right. So let me get back to this. What was I saying? Okay. What was it? Okay. So let's go back to Revelation 17. Let's do that one. Um. Okay, so obviously they had came up against the Lord. My fault. They had came up against Satan, and he made war against them because of their arrogance. If I remember that correctly. And so those nations are still, those kingdoms are still going to be there, but those kings are going to be gone. And I I believe with everything in me that the Nephilims will be the gods of that part of the world, but they will give it to man as in a way to rule the nation, if that makes sense. Like let's say there's a Nephilim over the United States, right? But let's say Kamala's in office, let's use her. um they'll give her permission to continue to rule, but she got to do everything that Nephilim tells her to do. Like she has to stay in complete obedience to that Nephilim in order to keep that beast system working flawlessly. So, okay, so the 10 horns you saw are 10 kings who have not yet received a kingdom, but who, see, that's what I'm saying right there, who have not yet received a kingdom, but who for 1 hour received authority as kings along with the beast. They have one purpose, and it will give their power and authority to the beast. They will wage war against the Lamb, but the Lamb will triumph over them because he is Lord of Lords and King of Kings, and with him will be his called, chosen, and faithful followers. That is us. Hallelujah. Thank you, Lord Jesus Christ. Then the angel says, the waters you saw. Okay, yeah. So the waters you saw where the prostitute sits on are people, multitudes, nations, and languages. The beast and the 10 horns you saw will hate the prostitute. They will bring her to ruin and leave her naked. They will eat her flesh and burn her with fire. For God has put it in their hearts to accomplish his purpose by agreeing to hand over to the beast their royal authority until God's words are fulfilled. The woman you saw is the great city that rules over the kings of the earth. So, again, this whole, yes, absolutely. This is the foreshadow of everything to come. This is the typology, like what happened today with TikTok. um if if I would have been preaching this or teaching this during that time, I would have been deleted. Basically, that's just how it goes. That's just how it's going to flow. Back then there would be no nonsense, no mercy, no grace, no nothing. When that B system is put in place, that's why they are enforcing it now, so that people can get used to it. Like, all the funny ones, and how they want all the respect, and they want Christians to be quiet. Shut up about your God. Shut up about the rules. God is love. God is love. God is, I don't even want to say it, but they say God is like them. The blasphemy of the way that they perceive God. So they feel like God is not going to judge them. So when the Antichrist comes on the scene, he's going to look just like them. So that beast system is already being set up, so that when it happens and he comes on, they're going to say, hip, hip, hooray. We finally got our Lord. And he might even claim to be Jesus. He might not. No, he won't claim to be Jesus. No, he will probably claim himself to be like a Jesus. Like, you can call him Jesus. I am God, and every God that people worship. So he will take on that whole kit and caboodle of, every religion is found in him, but the person that we call Jesus, they're going to bring forth a fake Jesus, and probably one that kind of like how everybody think Jesus, white beard, blue eyes, long hair, instead of the olive complexion, Jewish looking Jesus. They would say something along the lines that he will say something along the lines of, yeah, I made it all up. I wrote this book and because I wanted to be worshiped. And he's correct. It got out of control. I never claimed to be God. I just, whatever the lie gonna be. And so they're gonna say, but I'm the real Jesus. That's what the Antichrist gonna say. But I am the real Yahshua. I am the Hindu gods, millions of Hindu gods. I am Krishna. I am Buddha, Allah, all of that. So these people are going. These people see how this says the woman you saw is the great city that rules over the kings of the earth. That woman. Anytime there's a mention of a woman in the Bible like this, it's usually a nation. Like we're called like even the earth is called Mother Earth, you know. But because it produces people out of the land, like Israel is referred to as a woman. All nations are considered women. I'm sorry, feminine identity. Now it sounds weird when you say it because all the other stuff, but um the waters you saw were the prostitutes. Okay, all prophets, peoples, prostitutes, nations, and nations. So they said this girl said that it's America. There's no way the Mystery Babylon can be America. It's just no way. No way. America is going to fall because see, one of the things how we know it's not America is because America is known as, one of the best military forces. Like we are the powerhouse, not anymore, but we were the powerhouse. But even if Trump got in office, especially if Kamala got in office, this nation would literally fall. It would literally fall because our leader is so she would be like her, but in a sense she wouldn't care. She wouldn't care. She would be the type of ruler that this nation would need to be able to submit to the beast system. So here you have her, which you saw. I don't know if you guys saw where she has said you are at the wrong rally when somebody said that Jesus Christ is Lord, and she blatantly said you're at the wrong rally. But didn't she just come out and say something along the lines of she was a Christian, something like that? I'm thinking she just said she had a pastor or something, and I'm like, how she have a pastor when she is Hindu? So just flippy floppy everywhere, and that's why she would be great for this role. Not the harlot itself, not the harlot, but she would be. And plus, they said kings, they didn't say queens. You know what I'm saying? So she would be like considered the queen of this nation. So do I think she will win? I don't know. I hope not. But this is a male masculine identity. She did okay. Thank you. So I'm not for sure if Kamala will win. If even if Trump got in office, would he get raptured? I don't know. I don't know how strong his Christian walk is, but I know he talks about the Lord. But I don't know who would take his place. If I'm just saying hypothetically. Um, Kamala would. She did say I have an agenda. That was enough for me. What? She has an agenda? Hold on, let me see. Oh snap! Kamala has an agenda on delivering for Black men. Is that it? This right here? Release agenda for Black men. That, or is it something else? I'm not going to her website. She don't even. Hey, move, move, move. My dog be tripping. Go get in your cage. Get in there. Go. Get in your cage. Anyway, she played the she did. She a healthy relationship with Jesus. Hope so. I hope so. Only thing that will make me fall back a little on that is because he said he has never repented. He never felt like he needed to repent. So that was kind of disturbing for me because you got to repent for your sins. But okay, so Harris released agenda. Is it this agenda for black men? And that's scary in itself. Because why do you keep talking about black people? Like, what the heck is it? Why do you keep targeting us? I don't know. But okay, Kamala just released her agenda. This is only for 4 minutes. Let me see. She just probably Keith Boykin. Okay, so continue. Oh wait. Specific steps you can take and press. Number one, business loans. Black Americans are twice as likely to be denied credit by banks, so Harris is providing 1 million in fully forgivable loans up to $20,000 to black entrepreneurs and others. Number two, more jobs without college degrees. Harris would eliminate unnecessary degree requirements, grow pathways for those without college degrees for 500,000 federal jobs. Number three, more black male teachers. As a former high school English and social studies teacher, I know it's important for young black males to see black men in front of the classroom as role models and mentors. Only 1% of public school teachers are black men. Harris would create pathways for more black men to become teachers, including apprenticeship programs and loan forgiveness. Number four, healthcare. Yeah. And okay. Can y'all still hear me okay? Because last time I did this, my sound went out. So hopefully y'all can still hear me. She has a track record in California as a prosecutor for law. Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm not understand. What the heck? That's why I'm not understand. Can y'all hear me okay? This thing. Kamala Harris, I have agenda. So y'all can you hear? Okay, good. All right. So as far as I'm concerned, you know, okay. As far as I'm concerned, I would say that yeah, she is a harlot. Have y'all seen Judge Joe Brown and what he has to say about her? Let me go back to all right. So let's go to uh loud and clear. Okay, Judge Joe Brown and Kamala. Uh, hang on. Okay, so wait a minute, because I gotta remember which one it was. Okay, he saw in front of Jamal breaking JD Vance. No, no, no. So maybe it's this one. Oh, so you can play the bit. Okay, so I'm trying to find the one. Do you know which one it will look? Okay, so this is on. Yep. Syphilis, maybe. So hold on, let me see. Let me go back.
She's in her 20s, and Willie Brown took her off. These his mysteries. There was a medical firm that dealt with San Francisco. He got her a 15-hour-a-week part-time job, which she never showed up to, according to the Times. But they paid her $72,000 a year for 15 hours a week. And understand she's in her 20s, which is 30-some years ago. That's big money now. So he got her promoted up, so she did 20 hours a week. Times reported she never showed up, but she got 120 grand a year. So he bought her a 750i BMW, which was the top of the line at the time. So he set her up with all of the connections to get her into politics. The Times did a thing about this thing she had allegedly with an NBA player to get a job with a big law firm, and then the thing they did on her with the assistant director for the district attorney's office to get on with them, and then Montel Williams, and then back to Willie Brown. All right, so we saw. Woo! Well, like I said, she could be the harlot. She could play the part if it was a movie. You know what I'm saying? So, um, there's a lot of people out here that has confirmed what Judge Joe Brown has said about Kamala. Uh, and she getting up there like she was raised middle class. You know, she was raised middle class. Raised by a mother. She's black. And again, I feel as though that is so daggone prejudice. Because can you imagine, this guy said, can you imagine Donald Trump getting up there and talking about he was raised by black people and he cooked greens in the tub, and how racist that would be if he did that? Because neither one of them are black. So how is it that she can get away with it, which she really ain't? She's a straight up liar, okay? She's a straight up liar. Like, she does not care. She the okay, which one? You can't find the video or remember the interviewer. Which one? The one that she just did? Why am I yelling? That's so weird. The one that she just did where she got an what's let me see if I can find it real quick, cause let me see. Y'all just gonna be all in my YouTube business. I don't even care. I ain't got nothing to hide. Let me see if I can find it. View my channel. No, it wouldn't be this. It would be, nope, it wouldn't be that either. Y'all would think this would be my first time being on here. Okay, so here we go. All right, so I watched, let's see. This is the one I was talking about, where her talking about, well, no, this ain't the one, but this is who I was talking about that said Mystery Babylon is America, and it's not. Okay, so let me go down here. All right, so hold on for a second. People with demons can't stop that. People who are tormented by demonic spirits in their minds cannot control themselves from manifesting, especially when they're around truly godly people. They feel compelled to say things, to control and manipulate, to criticize and judge unrighteously, as their pride is so strong that they cannot stop themselves. They feel justified because their demons tell them that they're right and that they need to tell others to do what they want. It's similar to when Jesus was on earth, when the prideful Pharisees seethed with anger, jealousy, and hatred for Jesus. Yet Jesus called them out. So many are unhealed church people who are self-righteous, walk in false humility. The demons within them cause them to not be able to simply behave with love and respect. They cannot resist their urges to say things to hurt people because they hear thousands of demonic thoughts every day, and they obey what they hear. They manifest on others and think that they're right and they're totally in the wrong. Okay, is that not, hold on, is that not what we was just talking about? 23andMe. I do have 6 me, so I'm black. I'm just saying. You know what? Here's the thing. Me and my mom talk about black people,
being so gullible because somebody say that they black. And I ain't talking about you. I'm talking about like with Kamala's situation where we so gullible because of Obama. Obama, he black man, we just put him in office, not knowing nothing about the man. He came in lying about everything. And then I guess they thought that would be the same exact experience that she would have if she claimed to be black. And me and my mom say like, why is black people being so stupid? Didn't they learn their lesson the first time? Like it shouldn't be because somebody's black. It should be their wisdom, their intellect when it comes to saying this is the best person for the job because of their policies, or we believe that they can handle themselves when certain situation arise. But no, we just go straight for because she's black. No, but then we on the news in the morning because we have pow each other. Then we want to get on the police for pow-powing us. But then we turn around and call and say that it's unfair, it's unjust. How does that make sense? We call each other the N-word like it's a compliment. Anyway, ain't nobody got time for that. Okay, so let me see. I know y'all seen this one. Ever mistakenly called their spouse the opposite gender name? Um, I've never done that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They do the N word. I think it just means ignorant. It's such a because of the racial overturn tone of it. You know, we could call each other that, and we pat each other on the back or whatever. That's my ride or die. That's my, and it's like my children are not allowed to say that word. They are not allowed to say that word at all because that's ignorant. Can you play back what Candace Owens said about her grandmother? Yes, sir, I sure can. All right, hold on. All right, Candace Owens, Obama, no, Mala. All right, so which one we looking at? I think 79 might be her latest. The math isn't math. And she is so cute. Heritage Lie Exposed. Let me see. Is this the one? Uh, let's see. That shirt is explosive. Mm-hmm. Yes, she did. She did. Mm-hmm.
And this time I was like, I'm going to fully commit myself to finding out as much as I can about every single line of this piece, particularly, of course, pertaining to his missing mother. It's Beryl, Grandma Beryl, and his grandmother, Iris.
You said 84?
Great grandmother that she was obsessed with. And so I'm going to pull up this chart
All right,
now so that you guys can follow along, okay? So we see Donald Terrace, and above him, we know that his father is Oscar Joseph.
Is that what you was talking about? 84, number 84 on here? Am I tripping? Let me see. Oh, okay. So you're right there. So it will be. She found it all. Here it is. Okay, this right here, this one.
All right, guys, we're getting closer. I am convinced that
Okay.
we're going to be the October.
I haven't seen this one.
In a very big way.
Can y'all hear this okay?
I feel it in my soul, in my spirit, that this woman is an operative, that she was selected and that she was approved by government agencies. I'm comfortable saying that publicly. I hope Kamala comes out and sues me because that would afford us discovery so we get answers to many questions that we have. She would have to prove that what I was saying was untrue, thanks to strong defamation laws. I've been receiving, by the way, as of late, a ton of emails about Tim Walz as well. Kamala's VP pick, a suspicious VP pick, because who exactly picked him? Absolutely no one out there thinks that it was Kamala herself that said, yeah, he was the governor of Minnesota, huh? Who is he? What do they have on Tim Walz? If anything, today we're going to take a brief look into some of the rumors that have been circulating about him. So let's immediately get started. Welcome back to Candace. So right at the top, in case you guys missed the update on Instagram, yesterday, obviously, we covered the article that was written by former Japan Times editor Yoichi Shimatsu, who claims that he ran the same circles as Kamala Harris in Berkeley, personally hates her, made that very clear, hates her mother.
Okay, see you, Tracy.
Now, we did not speak much or at length about the MK Ultra program. We have very much on this show. For those who are listening to this podcast, it is an important program for you to familiarize yourself with, because you do have to become awakened to how tremendously evil our government is, that they engaged in this long period of being quite obsessed with how to brainwash people. And I'm talking brainwash individuals. They were obsessed with being able to delete memories from their brains and being able to insert memories into their brains. Really terrifying stories of people that they were able to convinced to commit crimes, people that you thought, we learned about all these serial killers. Oh my gosh, Netflix telling you about serial killers. This must be the story. A lot of these people were government operatives. I mean, I would offer a guess that the concept of a serial killer came out of government operatives. I truly believe government programs like MK Ultra.
Yeah, I heard about that too. Yup, Charles Manson.
Deeply taps into the MK Ultra program, but also makes you aware of the plausibility of a mass psychosis. That's why that is just so incredible, because it was the Charles Manson murders that ended the hippies generation. Now, I want to be clear: the hippies generation, they thought like, oh, we just were doing this. No, that too was a government operation. They flooded the streets with LSD. They were even slipping LSD because that was their drug of choice. They thought that LSD would provide the means to brainwash people, and that was proven successful with Charles Manson's.
Wow.
He was an operative for them, and they were obsessed with getting people on LSD. I believe the reasons for that was because they wanted to crush Christianity in this country, and what better way to do that than via the sexual revolution? Everybody's sleeping with everybody, living in a commune, sex, love, rock and roll. The music is adding to that. Music, it's real frequencies. It makes you feel a certain way.
Yep.
Certain bands were involved in this program.
What? Oh, yeah.
There are a lot of government agents that are in Hollywood. Oh, always has been the circumstance. So they're trying to tell you that's all conspiracy, it's all crazy. Guys, read the government documents. They are declassified. Learn the truth about the Charles Manson murders. Fully just be willing to confront how evil your government is. And it wasn't just LSD, by the way, that was being used as a mechanism to control people and to brainwash them. It was also sexual assault. They wanted to experiment with whether or not they could brainwash people via sexual assault. So you can look this up, by the way. It's so abundantly obvious and true that even Wikipedia shares that basic information about the MK Ultra program. It's really shocking to see how many people are on that list. Trust nothing. Netflix is presenting to you a deep story about somebody.
I said that.
Jeffrey Dahmer. I have my own suspicions.
Yup.
Too was somebody that was part of the government program. Anyways, we're not going to get lost on that. The point is that the government is interested, has always been interested in how to brainwash the masses, how to brainwash individuals. And this is something that I have been rather obsessed with this year, learning about various psychoses. I think most people are joining this program now because we're realizing that COVID, we got to really just see a mass psychoses implemented before our very eyes. Some people who are listening to this podcast fell victim to it. And by the way, that is understandable. It's totally understandable. You have to forgive yourselves because
Hey, sometimes I have to pause this because with YouTube, you're not allowed to let it play all the way through. It's some way you'll get a copyright strike. So I'll just pause it for a few seconds and then I'll unpause it.
these people are way ahead of the ball. They know how to do it. They know how to use the media. They know how to use repetition. They know how to use gaslighting. Sigmund Freud being the father of these techniques. They are way advanced. But you guys, we are all kind of catching up to this. And there is just something about this man, this journalist, Yoichi, coming out and saying that Kamala Harris's mother was a part of this program that just makes perfect sense. Claiming that Kamala Harris, in that same piece, was previously married to a British Canadian guy. And
she's married?
Connections within the deep state to virtually delete this from the record in preparation for this run. That just passes the test for me. We did our due diligence on that very quickly, and we came across what we were clear was a potential record between a Kamala D. Harris and a Philip D. Henderson that we found in Reno. Now, we were supposed to receive that record today from the reporter's office. It said 24 hours after we paid for it. We still have not yet received it. That's why we're running a bit late. We just kept refreshing. It's been more than 24 hours. However, we do feel that we can safely debunk this one because upon further digging, we found a different Kamala D. Harris that has a different middle name. And I think that is the one that married Philip D. Harris. So if you've been sending us information on that, please refocus your attention, refocus your research on trying to find a record of the marriage, which may exist. We don't know if the person's name is Philip. We're trying to find a previous marriage of Kamala, which existed in maybe the UK or in Canada. He says that it was in the society page in Canada. Somebody is collecting newspapers. I've had some emails of people that say that they recall this. They don't have it. We need more than that, and we are still awaiting a response from Yoichi. I feel in my gut he is going to respond that he will get around to it. Even though I believe he currently lives in Hong Kong, we were able to get his actual email. But there's something else here that I would like to say regarding Donald Harris, Kamala's father. I also feel certain that Donald Harris is completely lying about his identity. Due to the communication that we are having right now in the background with people who would know this as a fact, people that we're not willing or able to discuss today, but we are going to.
This is good.
Collect more information. I do feel that we will be able to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt before we get to the election that my instincts, that Grandma Beryl, and great-grandma Christiana Brown, that Iris Finnegan, that the women that were pictured in the photos in Kamala's book, The Truths We Hold, my instincts are going to be proven correct that these are not her biological grandparents. That yes, of course, these women did in fact exist. That's the best way to tell a lie is to include some truths in there. You want to do two truths, one lie. Always believe these women existed. There's no doubt of that. And I believe that Donald Harris was exposed to these women. There's no doubt about that in my mind either. But I fully believe that these women were the help. That is just the only thing that makes sense.
That's messed
By the
up.
way, a ton of you guys have communicated to me that Snopes has debunked our grandma Beryl theory by finding the true Beryl death certificate, which shows that Beryl died in 1995. I'm showing you that death certificate. I just also want to be clear. I don't know if you've skipped episodes. We showed this birth certificate, part of death certificate, on the show first.
Mm-hmm.
We highlighted it as possible that this could be a Beryl. But we deemed it unlikely, given the fact, and let's pull it back up, that the person who signed off on it, we said, we couldn't identify as a member of the family, Douglas Finnegan. We still, after having spoken to Kamala's family, cannot identify who that is that signed this death certificate. And we also deemed it unlikely because if you look at the cause of death, it says bed sores. Okay, so Donald Harris, a wealthy professor who traveled to the world, in my mind, I said he wouldn't allow his mother to die from not being rolled over in 1995. But I digress. If they are verifying, as Snopes has, that this is in fact
Snopes is part of the B system anyway.
Then this only further confirms my suspicion that the woman was not the wealthy descendant of previous slave owners who received what would have been millions of dollars because they handed over their slaves. They got paid for their slaves rather by the British government. British government when they abolished it. Yeah, that kind of doesn't make sense to me. Just died of bed sores. Then there's this, okay? We were able to determine that a woman who went by Beryl or Christie, keep seeing those two names together, applied for a housekeeping position in 1975. This was in the Kingston Gleaner.
What?
Wanted a household female. Experienced recommended women live in or out, seek employment as housekeeper, cook, laundress, days worker, nursemaid, Beryl or Christie.
Nursemaid.
Has Snopes yet worked to debunk our assertion that Christiana Brown, what is shown in Donald Harris' essay, this woman, may in fact have been a laundress who identified herself as a laundress in a case related to election fraud in Jamaica? Are they too busy to look into that? Are we supposed to still pretend that a worldly political woman who owned and operated dry goods stores and supported local politicians and spoke every day about trade and taught Donald trade, as he asserted throughout his piece, would describe herself as a mere laundress? Listen, like I said, some people who we are speaking to who would know for a fact whether or not what I was saying is true or false are making us feel certain that we are barking up the right tree and they're helping in this investigation. And so we are going to stick with it. Something is just not right about Donald Harris. It's not right when relatives are saying they've never met his mom. Relatives that are close to him are saying they've never met his mom. None of this makes any sense. I believe that Kamala is lying about her genealogy, and I believe the state is helping her to do that. Just as Yomishi is asserting, I believe there is a collaborative effort here behind the scenes. And my gut sends me that way because, I mean, I just put myself in her situation. If I had a person with a platform of my size out there saying, Candace is lying about the fact that her grandma was born and raised between St. Thomas and Tortola and grew up on the islands, and like that her grandma is, but I would be first and foremost livid because of how close I was to my grandma. Okay, like raised in her house during my formative years. My grandmother is Caribbean. Like I would be in 5 seconds out there being like, "Who are you to tell me that my grandmother is not black? To tell me that my grandmother did not grow up on the islands? To tell me that my grandmother didn't have a thick Caribbean accent?" And first and foremost, I used to correct my grandma. She'd say, "Throw it away, throw it away." I say, "Grandma, it's throw." Throw it away. No, Grandma, it's throw it away. I was a little kid. She'd be like, "Out the light." I'd be like, "Grandma, we don't say out the light. It's turn the lights off, Grandma." There's just no way that I would just be mom. Only one picture of her in a book, and then like, I'm not even gonna.
Wait, so Candace's grandmother for real? I mean, yeah, Candace's grandmother for real was Jamaican. No wonder she's probably so invested into finding out. I know it stemmed from them talking about Janet Jackson, but I mean, I guess it runs just a little bit more deeper for Candace, seeing that her grandmother was Jamaican.
Certain questions about my heritage. Something is wrong. We all feel it. She is lying about her genealogy. The person I'm in communication with, like I said, we're collaborating right now, who's being very forthcoming with information, that told me that in Jamaica there was this huge importation of a lot of Chinese and Jewish communists, or rather, people who purported that they were fleeing communism, who then settled in Jamaica, is what I should say, right? So they get there in Jamaica, and I find that to be of great interest to me because America dealt with a similar influx of a bunch of immigrants who purported to be fleeing communism in Russia, who didn't actually flee communism. They brought it to America. Hence McCarthy. Senator McCarthy, he was a hero. Who's telling the truth. You learned that wrong in your history books. Communists are very good at assuming different identities. They are gypsies. And I remain extremely bothered by the fact that Kamala just didn't mention the fact that she had all these white relatives that she was extremely close to anywhere. She just rinsed it completely from her background and her history. I find that to be a severe lie by omission. Here's the thing.
I figured that's what you meant.
We're not supposed to go down in conspiracy land. I just live there permanently.
No, exactly.
Land is gut land, and we are just all coming to terms with the fact that something is wrong. There is too much synergy between what is happening in France. Emmanuel Macron, his shady background, his wife, who's definitively born a man, okay? Him also being raised by his grandparents, shady, broken family structure. Didn't really know his parents growing up, but his grandma was there and raised. It's all so related. The Barack Obama story follows the
grandmother
story, follows the Kamala Harris story. How are they all growing up with such a similar non-existence? Just a non-existence, right? Like it doesn't make any sense that this many people who are being put into positions of power have such shady upbringings. It's not that difficult to say, this is my mom and this is my dad, and they raised me in some capacity. Also, you remember yesterday when I said that there was virtually no information? They tried to wipe the information that Barack Obama lived for like 10 years, first years of his life in Indonesia. And then like that one reporter found the one pamphlet that showed that he went by Barry Soetoro. He also went by Barry Soetoro in college. His name was Barry Soetoro. And there was very little information available about Lolo Soetoro, very few pictures available about Lolo Soetoro, his stepdad. Well, I didn't realize that Judge Joe Brown, man, that judge is coming with the receipts.
He is.
Actually sat down in an interview with Spoon TV and called out Lolo Soetoro. He claims that he was a CIA operative. Take a listen.
Well, there are pictures of Bush with his arm around 8-year-old Barack Obama because his stepdaddy, adopted daddy, Lolo Soetoro, had done a lifetime worth of business with the Bushes. Uncle George Herbert Walker, after whom George Herbert Walker Bush, one president, was named, founded Halliburton in 1946 in Oklahoma. And Lolo Soetoro had been international executive vice president for Standard Oil. Well, yeah, see, he ran the death squads for the Indonesian army. On his own call, anyone could be assassinated. So when George Herbert Walker Bush became head of the CIA under the Ford administration, he just got with his old buddy in the oil business, Lolo Soetoro, and pulled off the hits. See, Barack's grandmother has been acknowledged as being the woman that operated the channels through which CIA money went to the Southwest Pacific. So she introduced her daughter, Barry, to Lolo Soetoro, and they got married, and Lolo Soetoro adopted Barack Obama. The name was changed to Barry Soetoro. Now, when we went to high school in Hawaii, I know about that high school. I almost sent my oldest son to it. I could afford it, but I didn't think he deserved it. Sir, 20 years ago, the tuition was $95,000 a year, not including room and board. When Obama went there, I talked to two of his classmates. They independently stated that the tuition, not including room and board, was $45,000. Now, Business Insider reports his income for 2017 at over $200 million net. That's after taxes, deductions, write-offs. For this last year, 2018, they reported it had $570+ million.
Oh,
And that's after all deductions, tax, right? Trump doesn't make that.
exactly.
I mean, even some of the richest people in America don't make that. Why? Because when his stepdaddy died, he was one of the 10, 15 richest men on earth. And he left everything in a trust fund operated out of Indonesia so the American government can't touch it. It makes Barack Obama one-third beneficiary for the assets of one of the 10, 15 richest men on earth.
Wow.
See, so we
Wow.
let the game run on us. So you know that little thing that Bush W does when he gets with Michelle, they giggle and he gives her candy. The inside thing is that's supposed to be the same kind of candy he used to give to her husband when he was 6, 7, 8 years old. Well,
All I'm saying is
Okay,
that
hold on. Let me breathe. Let me breathe. When we put this dude in office, and I'll bet you if you look up Barack's income today, I don't think it will even show. Let me see. Um, his all that they're saying. What he just said. See, look at that. 70 million. $70 million. This man is one of the richest men in, it, you know how he has said that, one day he would like to be sitting in his basement with with a microphone and the person he controlling have an earpiece on, Kamala, and he's running things. Even everybody has suspected that Obama was still running the White House. It's been suspected for years that this man has been running the White House, being one of the and he inherited almost $1 billion, and by this time he probably is a billionaire. He probably more than that. Yes, this is why I can't say that she not a dude, man. Like you, all the deception. Why would this not be something like, oh, we definitely got to make sure Michelle is a woman, though. We can't have that. You know what I mean? Like, what the heck, man? Oh my gosh. This is, let me give her a like for the findings. Oh my goodness, y'all. I'm telling you, I am blown away by this info.
we hear the truth, it just hits differently, and it's the only thing that makes sense because we're looking around and we're going, where are these people coming from? Like it feels like
Okay, I'm sorry, one more time. Remember I said that? I said he just came out of nowhere. All of a sudden, he was endorsed by Oprah and then he blew up. I can't say she was his what you call those people that guides other people, handler. She couldn't have been his handler because he's more powerful than she is. So maybe she was just a vessel to just bring him out because her platform was run by the B system and she was already brainwashing MK Ultra and her audience. And so it just spread like a wildfire to make him look as though he's this breath of fresh air. I said that so completely backwards. But I said he came out of nowhere. Oh my gosh.
being minted as leaders. I mean, Kamala Harris didn't even win. They just moved Joe Biden aside and said, here you go.
Exactly.
I mean, that's completely crazy. If this is supposed to be a
Have a transition.
supposed to be having this system in which any person could be president of the United States, why does it only feel as though people that are deeply connected to politics are the ones that do become?
I'm not going to even address that.
Why does it always feel that it's somebody who has a shady upbringing, okay,
I'm done.
like Barack Obama, who spends time on an island, very likely was a part of a military program, people like the Bush family, like the Clinton family? Why does it feel as though we don't have the system that we purport to have? Something is very wrong. I believe these individuals.
Sorry again, but look, that email, and just as she's talking and I'm watching all this, so much information that I have already gotten is coming back to me about his power. The why certain things were said and done the way that they were, because the email that Hillary had sent to Barack about having the hot dogs and pizza flown in to the White House, she said, "But you're the president. Let me know what you think." She said something else, but I don't want to misquote it. But it was like as if, you know, now that I'm thinking about it, it's like she wanted to address it, but you're the leader, so I'm just bringing this to your attention, master. I don't want to stretch it, but that just came to my mind, like maybe that's why that daggone email was like that. Like, he's so powerful. This man is so daggone powerful. He's a Muslim that sat on the throne of a nation that he wasn't even born in, right after our land had been hit by Muslims. And then he signed that steel thingy that we will remember, we will be back, we will grow stronger or something. And it was like WWW, which we know in line of the 666. I'm not gonna say he's an Assyrian. I'm not gonna say he's the Antichrist, but I know that man. He's. I don't believe he's the Antichrist, but I believe that man is the foreshadow of the Antichrist. He is the typology of the Antichrist. But he can't be the Antichrist. Exactly. Exactly. He can't be the Antichrist because of the fact that people are booing him now. They seeing through his facade, and they don't see him as the same. Like, we put him on that pedestal. And then when I say us, I meant the nation, because we all guilty as a nation. But now we see when the Antichrist come on the scene, he's winning everybody over except people who are in Christ, that will see him later on as he is. But okay.
So being selected after they are caught committing crimes, because then they know that they can be controlled and are controlling them to the CIA. And I think that everyone's waking up to it right now. And so we got to acknowledge it. We have to speak about it. And it's the only way that we're going to be able to come to a conclusion. I also want to now speak about what's going on with Tim Walz. I was reticent to speak about this, but I think there's been too much rumbling about it, and it's time to. First, I want to throw it to one of our sponsors, because the incompetence of the Biden-Harris administration is something that we cannot handle as a country for another 4 years. It's why many Americans have been buying tangible assets. He just gives me the heebie-jeebies. Everybody knows what the heebie-jeebies are. Women, we know what the heebie-jeebies are. Okay, it's a spiritual.
Yeah, he's creepy.
That women have. You can't explain it. You come across someone, you just go, don't trust it. And there's no words, like, you don't know, but you know.
He kind of remind me of Dick Cheney.
But just no, but a no. That's the heebie-jeebies. That's how the heebie-jeebies work. It's just feeling the vibe that goes around.
Discernment.
For certain regarding Tim Walz that he has a loose relationship, I would say, with the truth. I mean, it was back in a radio interview in 2019. He claimed that he was in Hong Kong on the day of the Tiananmen Square massacre.
Misspoke.
And they said, "Oops, see, I got my timeline mixed up." Like, really? I feel like that's not something you forget. Like, I was there in 9/11 at the World Trade Center. Oh, actually, I was a little confused. I was a couple of weeks later in New York. Huh?
Yeah, he does.
Then there was the Harris campaign circulating a clip on X where he was speaking about gun violence, and he said, we can make sure that those weapons of war that I carried in war is the only place where those weapons are at. And he heavily suggested their own.
Exactly.
before. It turned out that that wasn't true.
Yeah. And I just recently saw that with my son. He was telling me about it. It was creepy. Very, very
And
creepy.
he entered service as an infantryman, completing a 12-week Army infantry basic training course before graduating from high school. And in 1996, he transferred to the Minnesota Army National Guard. In 2003, he was deployed to Italy, which was just like a support position of the active military
Okay, I
forces.
really don't care about him unless you guys want to watch the rest of this. I don't care about him. Uh, uh, I, I, I just think I'm really focused on. Let me see if she say anything else. Call her daddy. Okay, so we might be back onto Scamula. Let's see.
Of the Congress. A lot of you have not even heard of it. It is a big podcast. There's no question about it. But I would say that if you identify as a conservative, it is probably not in your top 10. Yeah. So first and foremost, let's just let Kamala explain. Is really the first question that Alex Cooper, who was the host of Caller Daddy, asked was, why did you want to come on this podcast of all the podcasts? And that's a great question. Take it away, Kamala. I'm curious, like, you don't do too many long form interviews. What made you want to do Caller Daddy today? Well, I think you and your listeners have really got this thing right, which is one of the best ways to communicate with people is to be real, and to talk about the things that people.
A lot of nerves saying that word.
What I love about what you do is that your voice and your show is really about your listeners. And I think especially now, this is a moment in the country and in life where people really want to know they're seen and heard and that they're part of a community, that they're not out there alone. And so I'm really glad to be with you. That's a lot of words and a lot of euphemisms to describe the community that you refer to. For better or worse, what it is it's a sex-themed podcast. There's really no way that you can talk about Call Her Daddy without saying that it's women that get together and talk about sex. I mean, even when they launched this podcast, for clarity, Alex Cooper, that host, just turned 30 years old. She launched it with another girl. Then her and that girl had a falling out. And really, they just kind of keep this flow of women that come on and talk about their failed relationships, talk about their sex moves. And I'm going to show you another clip, by the way. If you are young, I do want you to just turn this off for 2 minutes because we have cleaned it up as much as we can and it still offends my ears so much. But it's important that I show this to you because I want you to have a realistic understanding of the podcast that this team, the presidential candidate, sat down and said,
Right.
let's
We
do
need to
this
know.
podcast. To be clear, when it launched, they launched by, among other things, they started a blowjob move that was referred to as the Gluck Gluck 9000. Just so you understand how graphic this podcast can get, she has hosted various porn stars to speak about their favorite positions. One such porn star is
What?
so I'm going to let you listen to this again.
Do y'all want to watch this?
As much as we can, and it still offends me. So if you just don't want to hear the next minute, you can turn down the volume, and I recommend that you do because that's what I would do. I'm really doing this as a journalistic endeavor because it's important to understand who Kamala Harris is. When she gave you that word salad about the community of Call Her Daddy, this is what she's referring to. Take a listen. What are your go-to favorite sex positions? I am so basic. I love missionary. I love missionary too. I think it's great. I think it's great. It feels the best for me, like with my Kelly. One thing that's interesting that I just started doing with him that I never did with anyone else is I said that we like missionary. So whenever he's on top, and he's going and I'll pull him in even harder. Just so it goes all the way deep and his hips. Yeah, his hips. How just landing and it's you can't get in it hard enough. You're enough. Seriously, it is genuinely offensive.
Oh my God.
I say in her discussion with Lana Rose, that was the most PG portion. Even the description on YouTube, I'm just amazed that I'm not allowed to be allowed to make money on YouTube. It's just amazing to me what is on YouTube. The description in the box on YouTube says Alex and former porn star Lana Rhoades discuss. I'm not going to read this. Bleep, 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 your man, bleep. While he is on all fours, different types of, and I'm giving the nice word here, testicles, schoolgirl role play, and the strangest role play that Lana proposed to her boyfriend and got turned down. Okay, so this is the Call Her Daddy podcast. Now, the Call Her Daddy podcast is trying to be, I guess, cleaner and funnier. They host people like Megan Fox, who talks about drinking the blood of the person that she loves. She's done that. She speaks about that. and she just kind of gives advice to women and speaks about all the work that she has done to her face. Here's Megan Fox on the Call Her Daddy podcast.
When I had to go in for this set, I was like, look, if you're going to put me to sleep, if I'm going to be sick for 2 months from the general anesthesia, if I'm going to go through, because I'm not fully ever asleep. So my soul's like fighting on those surgical tables to wake up. It's a very traumatizing experience for me. I was like,
What's traumatizing is that outfit.
And my mom. And that is what he said he did. And they're not even that big. They're a 32D, which is not that big. They just look big on my body because my body's tiny.
Right.
But if he could have gone bigger, I would have had him go bigger because I don't like surgery. And the fact that I had to do it, I was like, I want a reward for the suffering I have to go through. I don't want to wake up with a full B cup. There's no point in that. I'm not doing it.
Right. You want heavy.
They would be lovers of themselves.
I don't care what's on trend. Give me 1990s stripper titties. That's what I want. And he did it.
Girl, you look amazing.
Thank you.
Kamala's
But
community. It's a
See, here's the thing. Like I said, they are obsessed with genitals. So her being on this podcast speaks volumes. Like, you got a crisis in North Carolina where people are stranded, hungry, desolate, can't get body bags, can't get water, don't have cell phone service or anything like that. And you're on Call Me Daddy, disgusting podcast talking about, I don't even know if she answered the question, but whatever. That's just typical Kamala. You talking about this. Laughing, people are suffering. This was a good one. And this was a very, very good one. This is one that I have to share because this one right here, this spoke volumes. It takes your breath away. It really does, like she said, because it is that same pattern with popular politicians like them. It's all about the grandmother so-called raising them. So I have a question. Who did she say in Italy was married to a born man? Because I'm looking at that like, ain't that Obama? And this is excuse me. And see, this is why every time that I talked about Obama was where the other times was when I would get shut off of YouTube, TikTok as well. Every time. I don't know if it'll happen here or not. I'm not for sure, but every single time I talk about Obama and what he did wrong, they would shut me down and call it rumors or something like that. So I can understand, how powerful he is now and why that's there. We are within 200 miles of at least 5 military base troops for air and at sea. Where are you at? There is no reason why those people should have gone or going through what they're going through. And she's on there, and all the people, all the athletes, all the millionaires are trying to get over to them and rescue them. And they told them if they did go over there. Oh, okay. Okay. So, air, land, and sea. 5 military bases. But this is what she decides she wants to do. That's utterly despicable. And she says she has, what's that one that she just did, that one where she got really truly mad. She got truly mad at the host because she kept saying it was Donald Trump's fault. Donald Trump what happened is it's Donald's fault. Donald is the one who did it. What was that man's name? Because she's like, listen, it's Donald. Uh, what was that one? It's not Piers Morgan, but Kamala. Is it Fox interview? Let's see. This one. Yeah, this one.
Well, CTV last night, Brett Baer pressed
Brett
Vice
Baer.
President Kamala Harris on everything from the border to the economy to Joe's mental fitness during her first formal sit-down interview with Fox News as vice president.
And
Brett Baer. Thank you.
to the election day, the Democratic nominee trying to make the case that she offers a new way forward despite being in power the last 3.5 years.
Did she even get sworn in to be the leader and the speaker of the free world? Like, if something was to happen to little JoJo, wouldn't that have been some type of tradition of I'm sorry, some type of tradition where you are supposed to get sworn in as the replacement or something like that? Like, they didn't do that. They just literally just they thrust her in front of the camera. She was not prepared, obviously. And this is the result. But I thought there was something you're supposed to do when when leadership is transferred from one to the other. But this is America, so what does that matter, right?
If you're turning the page, you've been in office for 3.5 years.
And Donald Trump has been running for office.
But you did your first time running office. Come on. So it was a tense interview at times as Harris tried to dodge questions. According to blame,
You know what I'm talking about.
Toward the end of the interview, though, Brett says it had to quickly be.
She got those same earrings on too.
Signal to him to stop. Looking at what the administration did and say and think differently. Now, Vice President, we're wrapping it very hard here. I hope you got to say what you wanted to say about Donald Trump. A lot of things. Yeah, he's saying everything wrong. Vice President. And maybe give it the time.
Wait, I want to see it. Hold on, let me see if this is it. That's the same one I just watched. Duh. All right, let's try. This was 23 hours ago. Let me see if this is it.
Special edition of Jesse Waters Prime Time.
That's my boy. That's my boy. Not you. Get out of here.
It's not to say. Fortunately, Governor Walz isn't here himself, but don't worry.
That's my boy.
Say that he was. He's going to be safe. The Democrats really wanted to have someone not be with us this evening, they would have just sent Joe Biden. Schumer is here.
Sorry.
Looking good luck. Considering party has been tough, if Kamala loses, you still have a chance to become the first woman president. White dudes haven't. Anybody know it? Are some of you here white dudes? It doesn't sound like it. But I'm not worried about them at all because their wives and their wives' lovers are all voting for me.
Funny. It's not funny.
Says she's having a great time. Her tone at rallies tells a different story.
Someone who suggests we should terminate the Constitution of the United States should never again have the privilege of standing behind the seal of the President of the United States.
Where'd that come from?
Does not sound like joy. No, it sounds like defeat. Meanwhile, he's in his best polling position in a decade. Look at this. At this point in 2016, Clinton was up 7 points. In 2020, Biden was up almost 9.
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you. She has those same earrings and well, not that necklace. Look. Even the same earrings on here. Look at that. Same earrings.
And Republicans
She is not winning. I mean, she is. This is a lie.
So, last two elections when Democrats had the lead. And Trump is even making gains in blue districts like Connecticut's 5th district. I could not believe this when I saw it. Look at this. New Emerson poll. Kamala is leading Trump by just 1 point. But here's the thing. Biden won this district by 11 points in 2020. They have voted for Democrats for the last quarter century. Let that sink in. Just a 1 point.
Exactly.
Democrats.
Exactly. She's a multi-millionaire.
Reuters reports that the Harris campaign is shifting strategy as anxiety rises over Trump gains.
Y'all see that logo? I was telling y'all about that.
The White House and Harris campaign have been in frequent contact about how she plans to distance herself from Biden while maintaining
Biden betrayed her.
Loyalty to him. She's losing time. We've got 18 days. Biden is the ghost that keeps haunting the Harris campaign, and Democrats want him as far away as possible.
President Biden couldn't be here tonight. The DNC made sure of that. The Democrats have been telling us Trump's reelection is a threat to democracy.
Right.
In fact, they were so concerned of this threat, they staged a coup. Ousted their democratically elected incumbent, and they installed Kamala Harris. In other words, all her.
Me too. Me too.
So who isn't running away from Biden? Nancy Pelosi says she's still.
He even seems like he has a sound mind now too.
She's not showing up to the White House.
Do you see at the Italian American celebration that she's been front and center in the past? Was she not invited? I don't have anything to share with you on that.
Democrats are as divided.
Oh, y'all seen this?
Republicans are unified.
This is hilarious.
Confident, even joyful. Now, if you're a Democrat, you cannot help but feel anxious. Bring in Senator Ted Cruz. Senator Cruz, having worked in press and communications, you can tell a lot by what the headlines say.
I'm trying to find where she was.
Campaign is ferociously leaking. People on
her
the ground
interview.
are leaking. They're talking outright to reporters about their fears. When I talk to Democrats, they say, "Oh, we're just a party of bedwetters. This is normal." But this seems more than bedwetting. It seems like internal polling.
Hold on, the Ingram polling ratio. Okay, I'm trying to find where she did the let me put that. Trying to find the interview that she did. What was his name? Brett Bear or something? Brett Bear. Okay, Kamala. Brett Bear. Is that how you say it? Yeah. Okay. Okay, so we're not gonna watch it all, but I just wanted to get her to a panic.
I think the American people have a concern, which is why the people who know him best, including leaders of the national security community, have all spoken out. Even people who worked for him in the Oval Office, worked with him in this situation, and have said he is unfit and dangerous and should never be president of the United States again, including his former vice president, which is why the job was open.
He was a punk anyway.
For him to choose another running mate. So that is a fact.
That don't even make sense. You have enough.
All right, Bill Shara. So,
Which one? The Jean Paris something. This ain't even it either. Okay, hold on.
So that was 4 years ago.
Oh, here we go.
Changes. First Amendment with immigration, you supported allowing immigrants in the country legally to apply for driver's license, to qualify for free tuition at universities, to be a
medical.
Still support those things.
Listen, that was 5 years ago, and I'm very.
You see her release her breath like she deflated.
As Vice President of the United States, that's exactly what I've done, not to mention before.
If that's the case, you chose a running mate, Tim Walz, governor of Minnesota, who signed those very things into state law. So do you support that?
We are very clear, and I am very clear, as is Tim Walz, that we must support and enforce federal law, and that is exactly what we will do.
So
you didn't answer the question.
So you said 2015.
I do not believe in decriminalizing. crossings, and I've not done that as vice president, and I will not do that as president.
So these are issues that you've had.
No, but let's be very clear. I'm the only person who's running for president who has prosecuted transnational criminal organizations, from the Sinaloa cartel to the Guadalajara cartel to people who have trafficked in guns, drugs, and human beings. I have spent a significant part of my career going after people who present.
You see her kind of tilt her head.
People cross our border with the intent of doing us harm and cross our border illegally, and I will do that work as vice president.
Ah!
I mean, no matter how many journalists asked Harris about some of these policy reversals over the last 5 years here, and we're all watching it play out. It doesn't ultimately matter what we think about them. It matters what the voters think about them and whether the voters can abide by them or not. Can they look past them or not? Is this a candidate who is trustworthy, who is outward facing or not? That's for the voters to decide. Do I have that right? And they ultimately will.
Well, it is obviously the ultimate arbitrary thing. Most voters think they all lie that if they elect a challenge,
Yeah, she tried because her head kind of went like her eyes kind of went downward as though she's listening. Let me see if I can find that. Okay, let me see.
Statement over and over again, and as vice president of the United States, that's exactly what I've done. Not to mention before.
If that's the case,
Wait. Did you see her? Wait. Okay, because I be watching micro expression videos for the longest time. So she kind of like looked down, like, did I do good? Like she had to like question herself, like it was almost like she breathed through that. Like I'm glad that part is over. I'm gonna see if I can rewind it. I don't know if y'all saw it too, but this is the type of stuff that I look for.
The law. Statement.
Watch her face and her eyes.
Says that's exactly what I've done. Not to mention before.
Here you go. Look. See that?
You chose to
This is going okay.
So do you support?
Okay, watch your eyes. Look over. Look.
Clear. I'm very clear, as is Tim Walz, that we must support and enforce federal law, and that is exactly what we do.
So decriminalizing border crossings, like you said in 2019.
I do not believe in decriminalizing border crossings, and I've not done that as vice president, and I will not do that as president.
But isn't that what she's been doing, though? I mean, they're not criminals. You see what I'm saying? That she's not okay. So there's still people that come over into this land that have not gone through the fast-paced processing to become a citizen prior to that, because they just opened up the borders at first, and then they was like, well, let's make this work to our advantage by let's make them legal and we'll give them the necessities that they need, and then we'll tell them you have to vote for Kamala. Remember who gave this to you? Kamala Harris. So when you get to those polls, you vote for her. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like, but it so to decriminalize but isn't that already what she's doing? Am I confused? Because how many people has the Biden Harris administration sought out these refugee? I mean these foreigners, these immigrants, to say we caught some and we're deporting them back to their countries. How come we've never heard anything along those lines? Like uh you see Trump, you saw Obama's so-called immigration holding cells and stuff like that. You haven't seen none of theirs to say that, oh, they split the families up and all that stuff, but we haven't seen that, and I can tell you why, because she saying that she won't. Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. Like 13,000 criminals, 13,000. been released. She talked, and she probably the Venezuelan and the cartels and all those people she said that she put in prison. She let them out. So I'm not understanding her stance on anything because it's like you on this seesaw. One minute you prosecute, now I'm gonna let you out, but they probably have new identities so that they can go and vote. I mean, they giving out identities and social security numbers and you know, FEMA supplies to the immigrants.
So these are issues that you've had. Well, let's be very clear. I'm the only person who's running for president who has prosecuted transnational criminal organizations from the Sinaloa cartel
Yes.
to the Guadalajara cartel to people who have trafficked in guns, drugs, and human beings. I have spent a significant part of my career
Helping them. I'm sorry, I just had to finish the sentence for her. She spent a whole part, what is it? I have spent a significant part of her career helping them to succeed in their endeavors. I mean, come on, let's be real here. You know what I'm talking about, right? Right? Okay? Y'all know that's what she wants to say. I've helped people. Matter of fact, we do it ourselves, which we all know that they all are part of that governmental trafficking because we have the emails. We have the emails. And last night, I know, Ann, when you was telling me, I wanted to tell you, thank you for staying as long as you did. However, I know, yeah, she should be prosecuted for aiding and abetting. Exactly. Those people, those demos need to be prosecuted for treason, for the trafficking, for the pharmaceuticals, the street pharmaceuticals, for the human what's that crimes against humans, the weaponry. I'm gonna see if I can find. I want to show y'all this thing with Obama. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Give me a moment. Y'all gonna be able to see something in a minute. My downloads. Okay, because I made sure that because we was just about to get into it. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go right here. So let me put this video capture. Let me see, what's this one? Screen capture. Okay, so let me screen capture this right here. Here. All right, so I'm about to pull this up. No, this ain't even the one I want to do, so give me a moment. Pull this up. This over here. Oh, so y'all can see this. Cool. Okay. This is what I want to show you. All right, so y'all see this? Let me see. Okay, so you see the Obama gate. So can y'all see this or am I tripping? It's on the screen. All right, you know what? Let me do it this way. Okay. Okay, give me a moment then. Let me do something. Let me put this on this. Okay, yes, let's do that. All right, so these are the things that I've been trying to. It's small. Okay, let me see if I can bring it all the way up. How's that? How's that? Let me see. Hold on. Is that better? Can y'all see that? Try to make it as big as I could possibly make it. Can y'all see it? And as y'all can see right here, all right. You remember when he was talking about that they were spying on him and everybody called him nutso and things like that. And this right here is called Bible codes. It's called equal letter distancing. Where this guy, the Hebrew the Hebrew Christian guy that teaches about how to read and understand Hebrew. Um, this is something he does. Now, I don't know how to do any of this stuff. Okay. This is far beyond my Gentile brain. I think it's a Jewish thing. 'Cause I don't have that type of knowledge, which I wish I did. But here you have Michael Flynn. Michael Flynn, they put it all on him. Obama and Clinton, them, they put it all on Flynn, and he is in jail, or he might have been deleted by them. So, and here you have him, Islam, Allah Akbar. This is his whole entire existence. Okay, that's it. This is the Bible. It has pointed this out about his true identity. As you can see, the equal lettering in all of this. Here you have right here. Here's another one: spying government, Obama, Biden, things that were not right and secretly did, Hillary, all a part of it. So this was back in 2016. This is right when he had got in office. They had set everything up so that they can keep tabs um on him. All right, here we go again. Native born indigenous Kenya. Once again, the Bible has proven that Barack Obama is Islam and was born in Kenya. Um, Here you have the spying again on Trump. Okay, Hillary, Trump, Netanyahu. Remember, I was telling y'all how um Obama had went over to Israel and tried to tell him to step down, and they was all a part of it. These two was all a part of it. And so what happened was, so you have the blues right here, and this is where God has these two connected, because red is what they have them connected. And that Trump had befriended Benjamin, so God had ended up putting Trump in office instead of Hillary. So that's how she ended up losing, because God fought for Israel. You don't mess with Israel or his people. All right, so here's his deal, daily Iran deal. This has been going on for years. Okay. Um, I'm gonna show you where I'm gonna see if I can find the articles about this that were found. Um, he had got this thing called a hydrogen bomb that Russia and them created. Iraq and Russia, I think, because they was together. Um, so these are the deadly consequences. And because he is Islam, so he hates America, so does Scamula. They hate America. All right, here we are. Deadly consequences government, Russia, Iran, Iranian alliance. Now, remember they were saying that um, Trump was in bed with Putin because they were friends, and that he's a communist and he wants to do all this stuff. He wants to take America down, but here, remember what that guy said, that they turn things upside down. Well, that's the Bible. I'm sorry. They turn things upside down. And so this right here, this all is the truth of what's been going on prior to him getting into the office, and while he's in office. This has been going on with this man right here. Alliance, Iran, Iraq, all just, it don't matter. He is a Muslim. He's for destroying Israel. Here it is, hydrogen. Deadly hydrogenism. It's called a hydrogen, though, a hydrogen bomb. Okay, hydrogen. This is what he's trying to. I believe it will be not during our time on Earth, after the rapture, when this will be released up on the land. All right. So, okay, here we go. Michelle Obama and the kids in the cage. Michelle offered a sharp indictment of President Donald Trump in her speech to remote Democratic National Convention in this image. Okay, so that's what that is. This is when she begins to tell her lies. Obama held more than double the number of children in shelters compared to Trump's White House. But what did they say? He held them. All right, here's the money. This is it right here. Obama stole more money from Americans than burglars. Holy. Here's the proof that Obama is a straight up thief and cares less about the American individuals and more about his man purse bottom line. It's not that he stole the money for himself. He stole it to fund his agenda, which you just saw with Iran. This is here, this right here. $400 million said to the settlement of decades-long dispute dating back to the days of the Iran Shah. 400 million was stacked on pallets, unloaded to Tehran in early 2016 to a public suspicion because of the Iran nuclear deal. Yes. However, the Obama administration claimed it was merely a coincidence. 1.3 billion was later provided as well. He took this from the American people. All this. Social Security, disability, all the governmental assistance that we are supposed to have. This man took it and gave it away, just like Biden did. So here's more proof that Obama's straight up thief. And things is the same. According to a report, the Institute of Justice, nonprofit liberal law justice organization, Obama and his administration has taken 4.5 billion from the American people, and that's not through taxes. It would be through civil asset forfeit. What is that, you ask? It is when police officers or government officials confiscate your stuff based on being suspicious. If a government agent thinks you're walking funny, he can take your entire wallet. However, he also took the as you could tell, the other one. That was it too. So all of this is gone. It's gone. Gone, gone, gone. Our message encoded from Donald Trump and Bible codes, a warning about a steal. So how people, this is in the Bible codes. This was before he lost. Okay, this is before he even lost. This was all given to his students right here. And so you have these people, and I mean even Christians where I guess they're more cessationists or whatever, where they say Donald Trump he just didn't win the election. And it's like, but he did win the election, but they stole the election. And I think certain people do not go to the levels of things the way that we go into the levels of things. You know what I'm saying? Like I go to more than just your average, okay, well, he lost and then that's it. You know, because they're banking on their teachings about debunking false prophets, which I have no problem with them doing. But when it comes to certain things dealing with spiritual warfare, they're not in that level to speak on, oh, he just lost because the world says, I mean, the nation says that Biden is in there. So we had the codes. I'm not going, I never was the type that's going to be like, look here, it says this in the Bible code. They wouldn't look at it anyway. They got to understand that this is spiritual warfare that this man is under. He's been under it the moment before he stepped in the White House. Hillary, he knew those things that I showed y'all yesterday about Hillary and what she did, how she did it, and got the clothing to back it up, you know, thinking we would never find out what these symbols things mean. The laptop, all that stuff. There was so much evidence on the laptop from Podesta. And I don't have that video. I don't have a lot of that stuff because my computer, it just went blue. Not when it just got old and it just stopped working. There was no way for me to retrieve those things, and I didn't back it up like an idiot. But I remember a lot of those videos about those people being so wicked, and again, wicked and evil doesn't seem to kind of is the proper word. There's got to be something more than evil. You know, we're talking about outer darkness type evil. You know, like you belong in outer darkness. You know, like the lake of fire doesn't seem, but see, that's just my mindset. That's, you know, God's wisdom is far beyond mine, and he understands the justice that he set forth for punishments. But the stuff that I witnessed, you know, the thing that me and Matan saw yesterday, about that little girl, it's so hard to look at. And the other things that we witnessed concerning the children was is so devastating. And then the girl, Allie Carter, I think her name is. I watch her videos a lot now, and I message her and tell her I'm standing with her, because I too was. I mean, I wasn't into that sex trading and all that stuff, but being molested and things like that, it's a long lasting effect on somebody mentally. That's why the Lord tells us not to do it without us the covenant of marriage, because it is just such a powerful thing to do something, to give yourself away like that. We don't know what it does to us spiritually, because we can't see it, but we can feel it, but we can numb it if it bothers us. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like wearing dresses because I feel exposed, and I always have to have something to literally cover me up because I feel exposed. I don't like to be touched because I can still feel the hand. You know what I mean? It's like it's a long lasting effect. So this is why I'm so against Kamala and them, against them, because, you know, I didn't have anything done to me that drastic, but I can't imagine what those people went through. But I only got, like, the little bit, something that, yes, I've moved on. Some people, they can't move on. So Kamala and them and their wickedness, and Obama and them, and they're in our faces acting like they care. You can't understand that level of evil. And just think, there's people more evil than they are. We're talking about the ones that rule the world, the ones that's ruling them, that have the monopoly game played on their backs, pulling their strings and telling them, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. And then those people are beyond, like, their conscience is seared, like they are totally sold out to Satan. Like, and I'm not saying they can't come back, because I have no idea. But I know that the man in the tombs that was possessed by a legion of demons, he was able to come to himself when he saw the Lord Jesus Christ. That's how powerful his presence is. That the spirits have to say something. They have to move out the way. You know what I'm saying? So even Satan left him when he got defeated by him in the wilderness. And he left him alone for a short time. So I listened to Allie Carter and the things that she went through. I've seen some of her videos where she was actually in the background. Will Smith was talking, and she was kind of like in the background, because so she was in that lifestyle. She was um a part of the things that she said. Her life was like almost snuffed out so many times because they brainwashed that girl, and it's so daggone sad. I don't know why this thing is not centered. It's so daggone sad when I listen to her story. And here we are, we get on TikTok, we get on, and we get silenced for telling the truth. We get silenced. Everything is always a violation. And was that you that just said that you got a violation for speaking out, and then they banned you or something? Something. That's why you. Never mind. Yeah. But this is what the world is coming to. This is why we have to prepare. Tomorrow tonight could be the last night we ever see each other. You know what I mean? Because they done shut us all down. Things can go sour real quick, real fast, but we have to be prepared. And my family and I, um we are getting prepared, like our pantries and our pow pows. We had a family meeting last week on what we would do, what the things we need to prepare for, what to get, things like that. Um, and because we just know something is coming. And even if we collect everything that we collect and nothing happens, then guess what? It's gonna be there for somebody else, because I'm out of here. You can have everything. Here's the keys. Here's everything. You know. So we see what's happening. A lot of stuff is being exposed, especially that video with Candace. That was awesome to learn all of that. And we have to pray for Candace because we know she's exposing this wicked witch of the West. Yeah, she is the wicked witch of the West. And her dirty deeds and her lies and things like that, schemes and scams and um I can only imagine the things that these people can do, behind the scenes. And next thing you know, this woman might be deleted because, you know, they don't care. They don't care. But it's out there now. But Kamala has not addressed it at all. And if obviously it's been addressed to her because Snopes or Snipes or whatever the heck that company is, trying to debunk it. But just a birth certificate, really? I mean, what was it? A death certificate? Anyway, it go, the woman still ain't her mom, so or grandmother. So what difference does it make? It's still not her grandmother. So it's this is just this is the time. It's a great time to be alive because we are witnessing the Bible unfold. I believe this man. Hold on, let's see what my at. I believe this man right here has a lot to do being the vessel to open up a lot of our eyes to what's going on behind the scene. I believe this man was the catalyst that it's so hard to hear and realize that sometimes I think only if I could be hundreds of thousands of me because of my fearless. Exactly. Exactly. Me too. Me too. I don't have enough followers to go live, but 50% don't want to hear the truth. No, they don't. They don't want to hear it. That's why we have to still continue to do it. You don't have enough to go live. I only have 1,000 followers on my other channel. My one Rapture is the number one. Rapture is my other channel. Um, but what I'll do every day, I would try to make a video to let y'all all know because I am going to be getting a whole bunch of information together so that I can share it with y'all and y'all can share it with me so that we all can learn. Like that Candace situation, I'm so glad you referred that video. Y'all continue to look for stuff so that we can expose it. But I'm still going to be getting on TikTok and I'm gonna be doing my videos. Bump them going live anyway, bump them they can have whatever they gonna have, you know what I'm saying? Um, let me see if they even gotten back with me. But I have gotten okay. Mm, appeal it, I did. Okay, so people are responding. I hope this is my thing. I know this is my thing. I'm hoping that these videos that I'm gonna put out, I hope it goes out far enough that it affects TikTok. I really do. And that's why I said at the end, they're going to get restricted. There's a time, and I told them there's a time that's coming where you're going to get restricted. And it ain't going to be nothing you can do. Ain't nobody you can talk to. Your site is going to be taken down because of what you believe in. Y'all two-faced and y'all biased. Seeing that people can get on there shaking their butts and showing their body parts and doing all these nasty gyrating dances and the people that are weird, the identity crisis and all this stuff, all of that's not a violation because that's the new normal. But anybody that opposes it, that's what's bad. The Bible is hate speech because the Bible is Jesus Christ. We don't care for Christ. We don't love him. We don't like him. We don't worship him. Matter of fact, shut him down. So they didn't respond, which I doubt that they do. I didn't think they would, seeing that it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Okay, so I got invited to go on a podcast because of this. That they're actually doing a a podcast about censoring shit with Christians. Wow. Yeah, kids cussing. Exactly. Exactly. Kids doing those provocative dances. Um, let me see. They told me to appeal it. I'm gonna tell them I did. Um, and they said this that is not hate speech. They are crazy. Okay, I'm so sorry for that to happen to you. Exactly. Um, Elon fired most of the support text from Twitter X because they censored the right conservatives, and they are now working for TikTok. That makes a lot of sense. Okay. 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 So what I'm gonna do is I said I was gonna do this the other day. I guess I was lying. Or I forgot. But I am going to get my Rumble channel up because there it's like Twitter where you can still say what you want to say. And you can speak your mind, you know what I'm saying? And everything that you say is not a violation because you don't agree with the the weirdos, or the freaks, because they call us Jesus freaks, but I call them a freak. But all of a sudden, I'm violating their rights, and I'm a homophobe, and it's like I'm not I'm not scared. I'm not scared. It has nothing to do with fear, you know. Now, if you was coming on to me as a chick, yes, I'm scared. Get back. Bye. Get out of here. Get out. Yeah, I don't want that in my life. I don't want that crap. Trying to send me to hell with you. So, you all, I'm gonna be searching some more videos. I'm gonna still search out some more of my the stuff that I have, my pictures and things that I want to show you. I want to find that email for y'all too. What do you mean? What's the one Donald Trump has? What you mean? Donald Trump has a website, or I mean a chat thingy. Let me see. Uh, special media site. Mm. Social media site. Oh, social media site. So Donald Trump has a media company. Truth Social. Oh no, wait. Truth Social sterilizes Truth Social is all a social media platform owned by Donald Trump Media. What? Truth Social? Let me see. Yeah. Uh huh. Yep, I remember that. That man got some loot. Okay, Truth Social. Oh, okay. Create an account. Truth Social. What? Check it to make sure you're a real person. Oh, wow. I can't type fast. That's okay. Why I keep saying I get banned? I mean, not banned, but error. I might need to bring up my Explorer, my Edge. True Social. They messed up big time. I'm sorry. Kamal and them messed up big time. True Social. Uh, he said follow him on there. Okay. I did not know about this. Are you a member of it? Okay. Create an account. Verify. You are human. Invalid capture. Please try again. Why is it not allowing me to? Probably because I have on my antivirus. Okay, my birthday. Okay, so I'm a great go, you guys. I want to thank you all for. Oh, okay. I want to thank you all for spending time with me. Um, and I hope we all learned something tonight. You know, God willing, we'll be on here again tomorrow night. I just say, please, please help me spread the truth, you know, by, you know, you can give me videos, you can bring people in that knows things, stuff like that. I truly want to spread the gospel, spread the truth, you know, that lines up with the gospel and things like that. I'm just I just don't want anybody to perish. You know what I'm saying? I know the Bible says they will, but I want to bring as many people into the knowledge of Jesus Christ and that they will accept him as their Lord and Savior. So hopefully tomorrow I would say if you guys want to do 6:30 again. My mom said that's a weird time, but um I'll say 6:30 because usually I'm doing something else, and then by 6 o'clock, I'm finished, and then I can prepare to get on here. So that's why. Hi, Jen. Jen is one of my first subscribers. You got here's my earring. Jen is my first subscriber on here, and then Touche Suave is my second. So Jen is very special to me. She has always supported me in everything, and I just love her so much. And she sends me videos too. Yes, it's pretty late, Jen, but what time is this? 8:40. Yeah. So we're gonna come back on here tomorrow at 6:30. And we're going to be giving each other videos. Y'all can always email me. I believe my email on here. Let me can I type on here? I don't know if I can type on here. Uh, How can I type? Sign in to chat. Open web browser. Okay, I'm gonna send y'all my here it is. Oops. At gmail.com. Okay. This here, not one. No, it is not one of those. So if y'all send me any videos, yeah, I walked into that one, didn't I? If y'all send me any videos, please send it to this one right here, this email. Oh wait, y'all didn't see. Oh yes, I did. I got it. Okay. To that email. And like I said, you could bring some friends in that have information, and we can just you know, swap information and you know, I don't know it all. I don't have all the info like I would want to, but and I've been doing this for so long that you know, so a lot of stuff has left out of my brain cells. So um yeah, but anyway, you guys. I'm gonna get on out of here. Jen, thank you for showing up. I love all of you though. For real. Y'all been having my back and I truly, truly appreciate it. I do. I love you guys. Y'all don't even realize. I know people say that all the time, like I love you, but for real, like I love you guys. You guys are the best. Thank you. For everything.